Mayor Crissy Stile has lived in Mount Dora for almost 19 years. 12 years ago, she opened Barrel of Books and Games, an independent bookstore in the heart of downtown Mount Dora. And that's another thing. Please provide us with the address of that bookstore so we can see Mabel and check out your bookstore. Graduate of Stetson University, Crissy has a BA in accounting and a master's in business administration. Her favorite two things are being a mayor and running her bookstore. Mayor Crissy Stile.
So welcome. It actually worked out really well that I was late because I got to hear some of Joy's presentation. And I actually know Gilbert King really, really well. If you come by my store, they did a newspaper article, I think when Beneath the Ruthless Sun released, and he of course signed it to my store, but he signed it to my favorite bookstore in the country, I think it says. So, and a really funny story about Gilbert King. Do I have time to talk about it? Okay. So a really funny story about Gilbert King. When I invited him to my store, it was probably 10 or 11 years ago. First he said, "How did you even hear about my book?" And my sister at the time was a law student at Florida A&M, and he had come to speak there, and she said, "You've got to get this guy to come to Mount Dora and talk to the customers of your bookstore." So I did. I invited him, and he came all the way from New York. He came back down and he spoke, and I think it was a Friday, and we talked a little bit afterwards, and he said, "Oh, I'm going up to the Villages tomorrow. I have a friend who lives there, and we're going golfing." So the very next day on a Saturday, somebody from HarperCollins, who's the publisher of Devil in the Grove, called and said, "Do you know where we can find Gilbert King?" And I was like, "Am I going to get him in trouble if I say that he's golfing?" And so I was like, "No, I don't know where he is. He was here yesterday. I don't know what he's up to." So, but I texted him and I said, "HarperCollins is looking for you." So it turns out he had won the Pulitzer Prize. So I found out before he knew. After I said I didn't know where he was, they said, "Well, we're trying to find him because he's just been awarded the Pulitzer Prize." And I was like, "Oh my goodness." So we always joke about that I found out before he knew. Yes. But he was on the golf course instead of realizing that he won the Pulitzer Prize. So, but yeah, he comes here whenever he's in Central Florida. He always stops by the store, and whenever he's here also, I get loads of his books and go sell his books at his talking engagements. So I've heard him speak a million times about both of his books, and of course they're both available at the store if you guys want to come up. So my store is at the corner of 4th and Donnelly, and Joy, you gave a fantastic presentation because I've heard Gilbert talk so many times about it. And yeah, when you leave the Lakeside Inn, if you just walk straight up Alexander, when you get to the corner of Alexander and 4th, right there on the left-hand side is Sunset Park, and you'll see the bust right there. And it was a fantastic presentation the day it was unveiled. There were hundreds of people here. And Mabel is a true hero in this town. And if you look, when you go up Donnelly, if you're standing outside of my bookstore, if you look up and to your left a little bit, there's a jewelry store called Golden Art, and that's where the Mount Dora topic was. And we're trying to get a plaque put out there to dedicate that building to the Mount Dora topic and Mabel Norris Reese. But so everything's really close. So back to the welcome part. You're for those of you who haven't been to Mount Dora before, you are in the coolest place in Florida. Absolutely, it really is. As you said, the quote that Mabel said, a little piece of heaven, and it really, really is. Somewhere different than all the other parts of Florida, at least that I've ever been to. Absolutely love living here, and being the mayor is just a bonus. So whenever you guys I know you're taking a boat tour, and you're going to see all the great parts of Mount Dora, and it's interesting to do it from this kind of perspective, celebrating the life of Marjorie Kendall Rawlings and also Mabel Norris Reese, because there is so much history here. But then even out on the water with that boat tour, you just kind of have that sense of having this as the background. It's a totally different experience, I think, than somebody who's just coming here and looking for something to do and wants to take the boat tour, So I encourage you to enjoy everything. Talk to our shop owners, talk to our restaurant tours, because they have tons of added knowledge to Mount Dora. And just welcome to all of you. And I hope I'll be at my store from 10 to 8 today. So pop in and say hi. I know John's already been there. He walked out with a bag of books last night. So it's and I don't think he realized I was the mayor when I said, "I'll see you tomorrow morning." But yeah, so welcome and thank you for having me, and apologize to changing around the schedule, but hope you all enjoy yourselves. Absolutely, absolutely.